Hello, my name is Kim Deo, Studied as Accurate Teaching. I'm an English teacher who teaches English grammar, especially to high school students in South Korea. The part that I'm going to talk about is tenses. And how many tenses do you think there are? 3 tenses? 6 tenses? No, there are 12 tenses in English grammar, and we will learn that part together. As you can see, the horizontal part, I divide it into 3 parts: past tense, present tense, and future tense. And the vertical line is divided into 4 parts: general, progressive tense, perfect tense, perfect progressive tense. So 3 is multiplied by 4 is equal to 12. So there are 12 tenses in English grammar. First, let's take a look at present tense. When we represent a habit, we use present tense. And when we represent unchanging truth in life, we have no choice but to use present tense. And honesty is the best policy is a well-known proverb. There is no fixed point in the proverb, so we have to use present tense. And past tense is used to indicate a certain time in the past or to represent historical fact in the past. Korean War is a historical fact and broke out. Original form of a breakout. Original form of a breakout is a breakout, right? But Korean War is a historical fact, so we have to use past tense. So Korean War broke out in 1950. As for reference, just now, the other day belonged to past tense. And future tense. There are 2 ways of expressing future tense. One is I will study, and the other is I'm going to study. I will study is stronger than I'm going to study, because I will study, that sentence contains more willingness than I am going to study. And let's take a look at progressive tense. What is the form of the progressive tense? The form of the progressive tense is be verb plus verb ing. Be verb determines tense, right? So why do we have to use progressive tense rather than general tense? The reason is really simple. To express that situation more vividly, we have to use progressive tense. She is playing the piano, like that. And there is an important grammatical point in progressive tense. That is, there are certain verbs that we can't use progressive tense, such as possession, emotion, or recognition. And will be playing is a future progressive tense. The difference between she will play the piano and she will be playing the piano is that future progressive tense is to describe that situation, that future situation more vividly. That's all. And let me explain the perfect tense. What is the form of the perfect tense? Have plus PP. And what does PP stand for? PP stands for past participle. And have plus PP. Have is not a normal verb. In the part, have is an auxiliary verb. So the form of the present perfect tense is that have plus PP. Present perfect tense is understood in 2 ways. The one is that from past to present. It indicates a period of time from the past to the present, right? So she has played the piano for 3 years. And the other explanation is that event in the past occurred and it still affects the current situation. Thus, it represents current situation completely, perfectly. So, it is called present perfect tense. So, it means that, as I mentioned before, past, present. An event in the past still affects the current situation, thus representing the present situation perfectly. So that is the present perfect tense. So there is a really great difference between I have lost my wallet and I lost my wallet. I have lost my wallet is that I still don't have wallet now, while that part, the lost, is just a simple past. So I don't know, we don't know. I still found my wallet. But as I mentioned before, present perfect tense indicates the situation, current situation perfectly. So if from the point of view, now I still don't have my wallet now. It means that. And let's take a closer look at past perfect tense. Past perfect tense is also understood in two ways. One is on a period of time from the past to the past thing, but the action is completed in the past. And the second, the other explanation is that past and past, it indicates one point before the past. So let me read this really great example to help you to understand the situation. I ate the sandwich that my mom had made. I'll exaggerate to help you to understand the situation. Is that I ate the sandwich yesterday. What sandwich? My mom had made 2 years ago, right? So had made indicates one certain point before the past. So to be differentiated from the tense of the main clause, so we have to use past perfect tense. What is the future? What is the future past? What is the future perfect tense? The form of the future perfect tense is that will have PP. As I mentioned before, PP stands for past participle. It's really simple. The action is to be completed in the future. So that is a future perfect tense. For example, I have played the piano for 11 years, 9 years and 11 months now. And by next month, I will have played the piano for 10 years. In the point in the future, the action is to be completed in the future. So we usually call that part future perfect tense. So she will have played the piano for 10 years. Usually we use by when we refer to future point, right? And let's take a look at perfect progressive tense. Perfect progressive tense is a combination of perfect tense and progressive tense. What is the perfect tense? Perfect tense is a have plus PP. Progressive tense is a be verb plus verb ing. What is the past participle of be verb? It's a been. So have been verb ing. It means that from past to the present, and it is ongoing on the present point. So she has been playing the piano. It means that she has played the piano from the past to the present, and she is also still playing the piano now. And that is a perfect progressive tense. And there are several questions that will help you to understand the 12 tenses. And we can check whether the question is wrong or right. Practice questions. She has eaten a sandwich yesterday. As I mentioned before, yesterday is just obvious past adverbial phrase. It means that just one point in the past, while have plus pp. Perfect tense usually indicates a period of time. It just indicates a period of time, while yesterday just indicates one point in the past. So we can't use both. So it's incorrect. So we have to change it from has eaten to ate. She ate a sandwich yesterday. It's correct. When have you been Paris? When also indicates one point, while having indicates a period of time. So it's incorrect. So how do we correct the sentence? When were you in Paris? 3 years ago indicates just one point in the past, while came is just simple past tense, or it's correct. And it also indicates some experience until now, so it's correct. And for 3 years, it indicates a period of time, while practiced just simple past tense, so just indicates one point in the past, so it's incorrect. So how could we change the sentence? How can we correct the sentence? For 3 years, so Dorothy has. And since there is just one point in the past. From the past until now, I have studied English. So it indicates a period of time. Also have studied indicates a period of time. So it's correct. As I mentioned before, last is just one point in the past, while having indicates a period of time. It's just one point. So it's incorrect. So how can we correct that sentence? I was sick and missed the class last week. And as I mentioned before, just now belongs to a past tense. So we have to omit has. So she read the book just now. Incorrect. This is all that I prepare for 12 tenses, and thank you for taking my lecture. I'm definitely sure that my lecture will help you to understand 12 lectures in English grammar. Thank you. Grammar. Thank you.